Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, for my report for this week is pretty simple. 13-year-old daughter now. Remember that? If you've been watching for 17 years now, it's crazy. Daughter just turned 13. Believe it. Remember that? Remember all the trouble I got in for saying, she's a keeper. I'm going to put my tag on her. That was 13 years ago. So between that and a little bit of golf this week, I didn't get out and go fish. That's going to change, though. They had a meeting this week, Oregon and Washington, that is, decided that they're going to go ahead and give us a little bit of extra time for Chinook on the main stem Columbia from Astoria all the way up to 395. Along with that, they did give us 2 sockeye. So previously, below Bonneville in particular, it was 1 sockeye. Now you can actually get 2. Everything stays the same when you're talking about steelhead. Opportunities, they're going to be very limited, to say the least. That's just the time of year. The river's still got a lot of grass in it. Trolling, anchor fishing, wobbler fishing are going to be very popular for the next 7 days below Bonneville. And for good reason. This is the perfect conditions to fish wobblers, either be out of the boat, from the bank. Tomorrow we've got Ken Vellante in from Coldwater Strong. We're going to talk about some of the different ways that you can go after Chinook specifically from the bank. And we'll talk a little bit of boat stuff as well. But still, lots of things to look for. I'm excited. You know, typically this time of year, there's not a lot of fishing to be doing. But having this extra week, and we're going to check in with Katie here in just a little bit, and find out when and when not to be on the water, because it looks like it's going to get a little hot. But let's go ahead and take a look at the fish counts. They actually updated the Willamette. Ryan and I were giggling about that this morning, but they finally did get that updated. 29.6 total over the falls. Steelhead numbers. Got that question this week about some of the tribs down south. Are they going to have steelhead in them? This will tell you, not a lot. If you are going to chase steelhead, just for whatever reason, just not for whatever reason, be as nice as you possibly can. If you actually encounter one, let them go, unless it's a hatchery, of course, but try not to pick on them too hard in these warm water conditions. They need all the help that they can get. Taking a look at Bonneville, this is, you know, not great. Totally normal, though. This is the time of year where you're going to find the numbers of Chinook going over Bonneville down under 1,000, and that's right where it is at 666, appropriate for their extension. Although, steelhead numbers, I'm going to say the same thing I just said about the Willamette. Our steelhead are finally starting to make their move over Bonneville. Again, pretty much normal. All that success down in the lower river were typically for those lower river tributary fish. Now we've got fish that are heading to the east side. A lot of them are going to be heading towards Idaho and some of the other tributaries. I might get lucky and be timing that right in the middle of August when I get a chance to get back on the Deschutes. So it's good to see that. Ryan, you took the numbers off too quick, but the numbers for sockeye have fallen quickly. Although it seems like all of them are already over there on the east side. The Willamette, nothing fancy here when you're talking about river levels, basically normal, very low for overall. Tides are very much an influence. Also on the Columbia, this is where you're going to want to pay attention. If you're going to be out there during this short window that we have for the retention of Chinook, it's going to be an incoming tide troll thing, because it will turn the river around right now. On the outgoing tide and in the right zones, you're going to have some flow. Grass is certainly going to be a concern. So just pay attention that you can find spots to get out of the grass. It's just going to take a little bit of effort to try to find them. It just depends on where that grass is coming from. So a little bit of time on the water before it gets too hot. Hopefully you can just find yourself a slot where it's not going to be too difficult. Bonneville, nothing going on there fancy, just totally normal as far as the levels that are coming out of there. So in the end, it's nice to have the opportunity to get back out on the water. I know that's where I'm going to be. As we've talked about in the past, if I can, I'm going to be on the Columbia at any given time. But if you want to have an opportunity to get yourself some really good gear and help a great organization at the same time, it's the yearly fundraiser for rods and reels in need. That's this upcoming weekend, the 19th and 20th over at Fisher Mill. That's where a lot of kids from the Oregon City area, including my own, play soccer and baseball and all kinds of different things out there at that facility. They're going to have a big sale that's going on from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. So it's a great chance to get yourself some great gear and, again, help a great organization like Rods and Reels in Need. Also, don't forget, though, to send an email to my buddy Jason at procure.com if you want to have a chance to win that prize pack, and it's the perfect time for it going into Fall Chinook to go ahead and pick yourself up some extra scent and some cure for your herring. Because believe it or not, a lot of the folks that are down there are still chasing their Fall Chinook with herring because it's extremely effective. And a lot of people forget about it these days for a number of different reasons. But let's go ahead and check in with Katie Suniga and find out what this weather's going to do. And I follow this just like all of you do, I'm sure, daily, right? Trying to see what the weather is going to do. And it looks like it's changed a little bit. There was some triple-digit forecasts in there, but it's kind of down a little bit.
And I think I'm going to be dropping it down even more a little later today. So here's our live look up at that Adventure Park at Ski Bowl camera, mid-60s, lots of sunshine. Today, very, very similar to yesterday, just the lack of the morning clouds, because we did have some fun clouds coming through, but nothing that impacted our temperatures, low 70s. Here are your current temperatures at the coast. We're continuing with that marine flow, meaning some foggy mornings, cooler temperatures. We were in the 40s this morning in Tillamook. We're now getting close to the 70s in the metro. We have that all the way through the valleys and out through the gorge, as well as in central and then eastern Oregon. The forecast for the clouds is basically it's just going to be along the coast, off and on that marine layer morning clouds, which you typically see. Then on Monday, it does cloud up a bit. We continue with that northwest flow, and then that cools our day down as well into the mid 80s. And then once we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we start seeing things warming up a bit. Still very warm, hot, but not looking at triple digits as our atmosphere keeps showing cooler temperatures. For today, most likely back into the low 70s like we had at the coast yesterday, and we're looking at those upper 80s to low 90s, mid 90s out through the gorge, and then some other additional 90-degree temperatures off to the east. So here's where the changes are and what you can expect. We have 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which all look like they're going to be in the 90s. It's just where exactly they're going to land. I was just looking at all that scientific stuff I look at, and I feel like I should drop down Wednesday to 96 and Thursday to 95 because that gorge wind is not looking very impressive. It'll be east on Wednesday and then a little more light and variable on Thursday. So still expecting it to be hot, but not really flirting with those triple digits right now. Owen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, I already know I'm going to try to be off the water each of those days before noon. It's going to get hot. So
the bottom line, still hot these 3 days, still possibly our first heat wave, but not triple digits right now.
No, that's good. Hey, and good luck when you're out golfing.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. My first tee time today.
Very cool. That's very cool. Katie, thank you as always. Okay, real quickly, though, we got a reminder for you. For all of you that were participating in the Dirty Derby, we've got Nick on the line right now with a reminder for all you. Nick, how did everything go this year in that Dirty Derby?
Holy cow, Owen, we had quite the turnout. We had, I think we had almost 50 people that entered, and then we had more than 50 fish entered at the end of the day. So, and 10 of those being over 20 pounds. So, competition was fierce.
That's awesome. And you guys have your award dinner this evening as well. Tell everybody where it's at. We are showing it for you, everyone, on your screen right now, but where it's at and what they can expect when they head over there.
Yeah, thank you, Owen. We're going to be down at Mad Greek from 5 to 8 o'clock tonight. We've got a bunch of vendors on site, including Striker Rods, Procure, Cat Zone app, Robalize, and even more. And then we've also got Deshaun Berry from the Get Hooked Foundation out doing kids games with free prizes. We got face painting for the kids and all sorts of stuff. But the award ceremony doesn't start until 7. So if you guys can get down there by 7 and see who takes home this year's belt, we would love to have you.
Very cool, man. I hope that it goes well. And it sounded like I heard the same thing, and so did Ryan. We heard from a lot of our viewers out there that were able to participate in it. I had a great time with it this year as well. So congrats, Nick, on year number 2, right?
Awesome. Yep. Nope. And next year will hopefully be even bigger. But no, some big fish got entered this year. So come on down to see who won this year's first place, and we'll be announcing what that big fish actually was, and it's pretty cool. So
very cool. Nick, as always, man, thanks for sharing the insight and the reminder for everyone.